So when we leave tonight, it's going to be city, 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 nothing, 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 Vancouver! Woo! One Vancouvian. Yes? Sort of? Are you a bi-Vancouvian? So you're Edmonton Vancouver. You're a bi-Canadian. Nice. We like that. Hello all the way in the back. Apologies now if there are any children in the audience. I will keep it as clean as possible, but you know me, I always like a double on. Shut up. I always like a double entendre. So good luck explaining things on the way home in the car. Mom, what did he say? Shut up! Daddy, what did Nothing, ask your mother. I generally like to get questions going as soon as possible because the best way for me is I feed off of you guys. But really, are you having a good time? It's a very nicely organized con, and they're treating everybody really well, and you guys are being treated well, you're getting what you want out of it, right? Awesome! Scott's here, my husband. I don't have my ring on, so if anyone, I'm going to tell you that now because I broke my ring. I did, really. I went to the jeweler to get it resized because it was my ring was really big. I needed it tightened up a bit. I'm talking about the one on my finger. So I went and the guy said to me, "Oh, there's a crack in the ring." I went, "Wait a minute, we need a crack in the ring." He said, "Yeah, there's a crack in the ring." I said, "It's titanium. How do you crack titanium?" He said, "Well, you must have dropped it at a specific angle on a concrete floor and it shattered and put a crack in it." I went, "Are you crazy? This was a ring broken when you gave it to me." He's like, "Well, I don't know if we can do a refund." I said, "Please, you really want to do a refund on this and get me a brand new ring because look at your Twitter page and look at my Twitter page." Who's got more twits? Anyway, if you want to line up and ask some questions, go ahead. Get in your lineup now. Yeah, the lady who's got her hand up in the air, who's slightly got some BO, but don't worry about it. I'm kidding. And is it okay just to go right to questions then? Because this is for me, it's about you guys. It's not about, well, it is about me, but I make it about you guys so that you can get to know me as well as you possibly can or like to or whatever. Okay. Yes, lady with the white flowers on your hair. Hello.
I was wondering, what's the weirdest thing a man has said or done to you?
Do you want today? Or yesterday? Or anything? Well, there's a couple of stories. And off the top of my head, there was one I was in Phoenix, Arizona. And I don't know, don't ask me why. A Marine took a shine to me. Yeah? Was anybody in Phoenix? Were you there? Yeah. Remember that Marine, he came up, he was 19, so he was of age. And he wanted to give me a kiss. Well, what do you do when a Marine asks you to give him a kiss? You obey and you serve your country. So I kissed him. I kissed the Marine and I liked it. Don't tell Scott, he doesn't know. So that's the fun thing. One of the fun ones. The other weird thing was there's a picture of Captain Jack astride a very large bomb in one of the publicity photographs. It was the first episode where Jack rides the bomb off and the doctor and Rose think he's going off to explode and he's going to die, right? So he thinks he is too to go, save everything. And to take, you know the story. Like I'm telling people who don't know. So this picture gets around, circulates, and I'm at another convention and I'm sitting and, doing my sitting and going, hey, what's going on? Yeah, no, sorry, can't take pictures. They won't let you. I can't pose. You take as many as you like. Let me sign for you. Oh. Guy walks up to me and goes, excuse me? I don't speak Klingon. And I said, what is it? Well, my wife, and he's dressed in a Klingon outfit, completely. And his wife, as a female Klingon. He said, we have a gift for you. I went, oh great, chocolate, I love it, a drawing, something, a letter. No, he gives me a box with my photograph on the front of it, and in place of the bomb, I'm astride a marital aid. A massager. For those, I can see parents getting really like, ooh. A massager. I was astride a massage machine. And I went, please tell me that's not really in there. He went, oh yeah. Oh yeah, and we'd like you to have it. And I went, gee, thanks. Put it over, he goes, open it up and look at it. I went, no, I'm fine. Whole line of people. So I took it home to Scott and I said, Scott, we've been given a gift. Would you like to see it? And he went, sure. And I gave him the box. He went, oh, Jesus. He said, who gave it to you? I said, a Klingon. He said, throw it away. They're filthy. So yes, that's not even the half of it. There's lots of many different things, but you know what? I love it. I think it's great that people are expressing themselves to me with the gifts that they give. It's just think about it a little more. I like cars, I like collectibles, I like all that kind of stuff. A marital aid, I can go by myself. And I might have. Anyway. Next.
So I was just wondering if you're keeping the superhero underwear tradition alive?
Speak up, I didn't hear you.
Are you keeping the superhero underwear tradition alive?
You're going to be really disappointed.
No.
Yes. I have to apologize because I don't like to repeat myself. I've already made it through all of my superhero underwear at all the conventions. And I hate to say it, but I've only got tighty whities on today. Please. You don't believe me? What are you shaking your heads back here for? It's John Barrowman, for goodness sake. That's what it always sounds like when I undo my pants. Or, ow. I really hurt myself, man. Oh, and if you saw Scott, you know why I hurt myself. Anyway, oh my God. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So if you find, there's a gift to give me. Don't give me a marital aid. Find me superhero underwear. Just what? Oh! There's the line for questions. I wear a large. I need the room. What? Anyway, next question.
Well, I hope your head gets better, and I was just wondering...
The bounce back, can you put the questions so I can hear them a little bit in the speakers coming towards me? Is that all right? Go ahead.
I'm sorry about your head, I hope it gets better. But I was just wondering what your most memorable experience on the set of Doctor Who is.
The most memorable experience? Well, there's lots, and I always talk about the first thing that springs to my head, and I love you. I really do. Who said Canadians were conservative? Not the Canadians I know. First thing that sprung to mind was an episode that David and I were filming, and I think it was the ones with the, I want to say it was End of Days. Was that with the Jumanji? You know what I'm talking about? Would you not watch Doctor Who? The creatures in the quarry with the teeth. Yeah? Who? Utopia, thank you. Done so many Doctor Who, I forgot. We were doing a sequence where we were discussing something and we had to eat chips. French fries, British chips, really thick chips with vinegar and salt on them. And David and I, both being from Scotland, love salt and vinegar chips. And we were like, 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll need chips by then and we'll be ready for them. We were filming outside, and in an outdoor location that was covered. And I was sitting there, and so we start filming the sequence, and we're going, okay, wide shot, get the chips, yeah. Cut! Let's do it again. Action! Jump in time, cut! Okay, take 47. And action! David and I were so sick of chips by the end of that. We could not eat anymore. It was absolutely appalling. But even in that sequence, the things that I remember the most are the things like running. With David, we always used to try to outrun each other. He would win. Because I would let him. Because it was his show. No, we always used to do it, and we would be doing the running sequences. I would be in my boat. We had 2 different coats for running in, because we had the hero coat, which was the longer coat, so it blew in the wind, right? And the doctor had one also, as I did. And then we had shorter coats, which for running. Because then when you're running and your legs are flicking up in the back, you didn't catch on the tail of the coat, because quite a few times David and I ended up. And that's not sexy. So we had the running coats, and David's giving it, and he wears Converse. I'm in boots. Big cat boots. So I'm like, David's going, and we're running. And this sequence, the guy's in an ATV vehicle, you know, the little 4-wheelers, driving in front of us with a camera, and he's going at speed. Well, someone said to him, just do every take a little faster. So David's going, and I'm going, after 5 takes, I'm like that, slow down! David, yeah, all that kind of stuff is what sticks in my mind. It was fun, we had a great time, and also we got to laugh about it. So those are kind of some of the memories. Next!
Those pictures that you tweeted on Twitter with Misha at Comic-Con.
Say it again?
Those pictures you tweeted with Misha at Comic-Con. so I was wondering, I know you're in Vancouver a lot, if you ever had a chance to guest star on Supernatural, would you? And if so, would you want to play like an angel or a demon?
Would I want to play angel or a demon?
Yeah.
If it was with Misha? I would definitely want to be bad. I think I like it the moment playing a bad guy. I do. Play a bad guy on Arrow, and I really like that. What I try to do is make the bad guys likable. So I would love to do maybe a demon and make him bad but likable. Because that's more fun for you guys. If you guys are like, I totally hate him, but I love him. He's so cool, but I hate him. How could you do that? I totally understand. Oh my gosh. Wow. So yeah, I think I'd be a demon. But there's other shows that I'd like to be on. I'm a big fan of Walking Dead. And Billy Gerhardt, who directed a lot of season 1 and I think season 2, he directed Torchwood, Miracle Day, and so yeah, and I also Game of Thrones. Except I'm not hairy enough. And when I go back, I'm going back to the UK in November, and I'm also going to speak to Gavin, my manager, because I'm probably going to get it wrong. It's not Highlander, is it? The new one they're doing. Outlander, sorry, yes. Filming it in Scotland. And it's all to do with Scottish people, so perfect, isn't it? And maybe I'll be a bad guy or a good guy. It's just a job, I want a job. Yes.
How do you find balance in your life when a lot of your time not filming is spent traveling all around, coming to things like this?
Finding a balance, I don't mind it. This is like a vacation to me. Seriously, because I'm coming, although I don't get to see the cities that I visit, because some people may think I'm being schmaltzy or I'm just going, too bad, you think what you like. This is absolute, honest to God truth. And Scott can answer this, and people who know me know this. I get invited to these things, and I know you guys spend a lot of money to come here. So my motto is I come because you guys have given me the life that I've always dreamed about. So therefore, for me to take a weekend out of my life, or a couple of weekends a year out of my life, or however many, it's really not a big sacrifice. And I got flown on nice aircrafts, and they give me, when my seats work, they give me nice food. I arrive here, I'm put up in a lovely hotel, and I'm looked after, and then I get to see all of you guys. And that, to me, is a lot of fun. So it's not really hard to balance that out, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you. So that's why I do them, and that's what I love about them.
So I wanted to say it was really awesome seeing you in Calgary in April.
But I love how Canadians say, I say Calgary, and everyone who comes up to me, they're like, Calgary? Well, people from Edmonton say Calgary. And they call it Edmonton. Like I call it Los Angeles. And Paul the Spring Gaze.
And I was going to ask if you were going to keep your pants on, but you already answered that question.
Okay, you were getting about my pants. I'm really having a hard time understanding people. Is there anything we can do about the sound? Please, where's the sound, people? Where are you? I'm really having a hard time. Can you put them like maybe more of those speakers there? Thank you, go ahead.
I was going to ask if you planned on keeping your pants on, but you already answered that question. So, do you think you're going to go to
Take yours off. to invite me. You can't just show up. And sometimes conventions don't like to re-invite people, the same people the next year. But the way that it'll work is that all of you get online and email them and say, we want John Barrowman back. And then I promise I'll have new superhero underwear. Yes.
How did you meet Scott?
Oh my. I'm gonna make this brief. I was doing a show in a place called Chichester Festival Theatre in south of London, and I was doing a play called Rope. And Rope is a Patrick Hamilton play that is based on the Leopold murders in the 20s. If you don't know about it, look it up. It's really horrific. And the premise of it was, Patrick Hamilton, they say it was based on that, but it wasn't. The premise of the play are two young men who live in Bloomsbury, England. They murder a very wealthy young man. They do things to his body before they put him in a big trunk in the middle of the floor in the room. And then they proceed to invite his family around and have dinner on top of the trunk. So you think I've never played a bad guy before? Well, the first 7 minutes of that it was Alexis Denisoff and I did it together. Yeah. And the whole first 7 minutes, it was Alexis Denisoff and I, and in the theater and around, and we were both completely naked. And I'm doing this, I did like a 7-minute monologue speech while we got rid of the body, put it in the trunk, set everything up, and proceeded to get dressed in front of the audience. So he saw what he was getting from the moment he saw that play, right? Well, a friend of ours who introduced us said that Scott was dating a friend, and also said that I was dating a friend to each other so we wouldn't hook up. But I'm a man who sees something what I want. And I go for it. So when Scott was bringing back, and Scott told me later, one of our friends told me later, Scott said, oh my gosh, I saw him being mean. He said he was way out of my league. Isn't that nice? Way out of his league. So that night, after the show had finished, I knew he was coming, and someone said to me, "You gotta meet this guy Scott. He's really, really cute, really gorgeous, blah, blah, blah." So I'm getting ready in my dressing room, and I kid you not, I was pulling up my underpants, like that, and there's the door. And someone went, "Hey, John, I want you to meet Scott." And I was like,